Welcome to No Stats, where we call it how we see it.
Back again with another one.
We are back, bleak, and we finishing up. No, we not. We starting. Excuse me. We starting the NFC East, and we got the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, on the menu today, bro. But before we jump in to Dak, Jerry Jones, and these Cowboys, as always, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, hit that comment section below, ring that bell so y'all can stay locked in and in tune with everything that me and Peach gonna deliver for y'all. Love is love, so keep showing that love. We're gonna keep flooding y'all with content. Peach, NFL coming up, college football coming up, NBA right around the corner, college basketball right around the corner. We got some boxing matches coming up. Canelo about to fight, so it's a lot of things coming down the pipe and on slate. So make sure y'all ring that bell so y'all can stay locked in and hear what me and Peach guys say. Give our expertise.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure them pockets is filled, baby, because we gonna make some money this year.
We are. We definitely got that. We definitely got the. Hold on. Yeah, let me go on that. We definitely got the fantasy football take video that's gonna come up soon, and we're gonna be giving y'all parlays and no stats favorite bets of the week. So for all the gamblers out there that want to make some money, stay rocking with us.
Who don't love money, baby?
Watch the handle, it takes skill. We gotta run it back. We in the field, and you said it Jason Jack. You in your field, we looking for the facts. Let's keep it real, yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats. Yeah, we talking no stats.
I'm right, bro.
Bro, we in Texas. We in Dallas, man. This is America's team, but I feel like it's a love-hate relationship with the Cowboys, man. I don't know if it's because I'm like around Philly. Everybody hate the Cowboys. I don't have that same feeling towards them. You know, like I like Dak, I like CeeDee, I like Micah Parsons, I like Trayvon Diggs. I like that they brought in Brandon Cooks. We'll get into the additions and everything, but I like this squad, man. I've been liking them for a while. I was a big Zeke guy. I like Des Bryant. So I never felt the way that my peers have felt. But it's been a rough road. I mean, they ain't been to an NFC Championship game in so long, right? For them to be America's team, they haven't won a Super Bowl in so long or even got to the big game. So that's a lot of people's criticism of this team. But, and I know the people who don't like the Cowboys are going to be like, they've been saying that every year. But I feel like they can do it this year.
I don't know, something about this year feels like I feel like we're going.
Bro. I think the problem.
Championship game.
Yeah, bro, and I think the problem, at least NFC Championship game. But I think the problem is, I think as much as I hate to say it, because I'm a Dak guy, and when he was fighting for his bread, I was my fantasy football team was Pay Dak. That was the name of the squad. I wanted him to get his money, but I feel like Dak sometimes lacks that clutch quarterback gene. I know it's a bunch of other things that fall into play, but sometimes I just want to see Dak in the playoffs take over. I do think Micah Parsons is the best, arguably. There's a lot of defensive greats in there with Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt, but I think Michael Parsons is arguably the best defensive player in the league, and I think he will. We're talking about bets. I think this is a future for y'all. I think Michael Parsons will win Defensive Player of the Year. Right there. Yeah, I think Micah Parsons will be a force to be reckoned with, like he's been since he's been in the league. They had Stephon Gilmore. This team, I don't know. I just think it's something around this team. Not to mention, the NFC East hasn't been won in consecutive season by the same team since 2004. So, I mean, the Eagles are the favorite. They should be, rightfully so. But if you're going with history, somebody else got to win that division. The last 20 years that's happened. And who better than the Cowboys?
No, absolutely, bro. I think also, too, playing in this tough-ass division that they play in, you've kind of seen, the Giants had their run a couple times getting into the Super Bowl, getting those 2 wins. The Eagles made the Super Bowl last year, but they also have a Super Bowl win in recent years. We wasn't expecting the Commanders to win or Redskins to win any time in the last, decade. But I think the Cowboys has been that team in the division that, they play, well during the regular season. But when it comes to that playoff time and that playoff moment, dating back to what you're saying about Dak, They just don't seem to be able to get over that hump. And if they had the pieces, they had the tools, they done had the defenses. So this year, I'm big. I think Dallas can really prove a lot of people wrong. I think they could take this division. They're currently, I think they're like plus like 149 or something like that to win the division this year. So high hopes, baby, high hopes, man.
Yeah, definitely high hopes, bro. And I think the last couple years, the 49ers have been there like Achilles heel, man. They can't get past San Fran. They did beat Brady and Brady went out on that loss to the Cowboys. Like, they did get a playoff win, which was not, nice to see as a wild card. I think they went to Tampa.
Bucks team, man. Oh my god. I need a piece of paper.
Peach,
I need a piece of paper, man.
Peach will downplay the Bucks team. Peach will downplay the Bucks team with Brady a year removed after winning the Super Bowl, or 2 years removed after winning the Super Bowl. But like them this year with Baker Mayfield. I am mind blown.
Bro, what I was watching last year
today.
What I was watching last year was garbage, bro. Offensive line just allowing Brady to get crumbled up. No big plays. It just wasn't living up to expectations. And then y'all drag y'all carcass asses to win the division with a 7. What was it? 7 and 9? What were they? 8 and 9 last year? Like, come on, bro. And we ain't even gonna bring the Bucks up in here. I said my take. I gotta go check that video out. Because I think the Bucks fans are a little bit salty with the guy down there.
Cowboys fans, forgive us, but please hit the comments up and tell Peach that the Buccaneers are not winning that division. But like I said, bro, the 49ers, I feel like has been a speed bump in the road for the Cowboys. But I think I have high hopes for this squad. Cowboys fans, I'm rocking with y'all. I think this will be the year where y'all at least get to the NFC Championship game, and who knows from there. But let's jump into some of these losses and additions, right? They lose Zeke, who I just mentioned earlier in the video, one of my favorite running backs. But they lose Zeke, and I think it might have been the right time. So he goes over to New England. They lose Dalton Schultz, who was a big-time safety blanket and reliable target for Dak Prescott. He goes over to Houston. That's a big question mark for me. Just to have somebody, that tight end is vital in that Cowboys offense. Look at what Jason Witten did all those years with the star on his helmet. They lose Anthony Brown, which I'm not too worried about because I think Anthony Brown's getting beat so much these last couple of years I've been watching him. Lose T.Y. Hilton, not too big of a loss. He came on mid-season, I believe, or he came on mid-season, right, T.Y.?
Yeah, I think from the Colts, right?
Yeah. Lose Anthony Barr, another one that I'm not too pressed about, or Jason Peters, or Noah Brown. So they lose some guys, right? I do think Brett Maher losing their kicker is tough. I know he had some miscues last year, right? But who do you replace him with? It's hard to find a reliable kicker. We talk about the playoffs, and most playoff games come down to the last, couple. So you need somebody who can win games for you. Hopefully they found that guy. But looking at the additions side, they had Brandon Cooks, who I love. That's why I said I'm not worried about Noah Brown or T.Y. Hilton. You get Michael Gallup, who should be healthier, back. CeeDee Lamb, who should be taking another leap forward. And Brandon Cooks, a veteran receiver who can create separation, who's a beast. Just got forgotten about in Houston. Stephon Gilmore, they bring him. I think he's still got some left in the tank, and he want to win a Super Bowl. Put him on the other side of Trevon Diggs. That could be a top 3 cornerback tandem in the league.
Easy.
At Ronald Jones II, can relieve Tony Pollard here and there, get some depth in that running back room. Mozzie Smith, this is a big piece to this defense this year, right? They gotta clog up that middle, stop teams from running up the middle. He's a big guy. He's been quoted saying, "I don't even like football like that. I just like hitting people." You seen that?
Oh, that's him? Shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. He said, "I just like hitting people." So hopefully he could bring that mentality and that to the defense. Because if you got him, and you got Micah Parsons coming off that defensive line can be scary. Luke Schoonmaker is a guy who's supposed to jump in. I know they got another guy from last year who made some big plays. Drawing a blank on his names. Cowboys fan, leave the other tight end from last year. in the comments. But he's a guy that's supposed to come in and kind of add some depth to that tight end run. And who knows, maybe be tight end 1 by the end of the year. DeMarvius Overshawn, I believe, from Texas, linebacker, should come in and get some snaps. And then Deuce Vaughn, Kansas State product. Dad works for the Cowboys. Short guy, bro. He like 5'5", 5'6".
I seen the highlights.
Getting busy in preseason. So if he can come in and be like a Darren Sproles, I think that will be huge for this Cowboys offense, because he's scary when he gets out there because he's elusive. He's compact, short to the ground, and it could be a hard guy to bring down. So I know they lost a lot, but I think the additions outweigh the negatives and the losses by a lot.
On the Deuce comment too, I think they can move him around a little bit. I love the way the Chiefs was using Jerick McKinnon, how the Bills was using Isaiah McKenzie, but sort of like, he don't got to necessarily be in the backfield. Put him in the slot a little bit, line him up behind the tight end. But I think, and he's not a key addition, but I think they're going to need a big season from Michael Gallup this year. We know what CeeDee Lamb can do. Obviously, Brandon Cooks is going to be out there in the slot and in the opposite side of the field. But I think a veteran guy like Michael Gallup has to step up this year, you know what I mean, and be reliable, and be able to like make plays on third down and stuff for this Cowboys team.
Bro, I agree 100%. And one of the notes that I want to make before jumping into the schedule is, how's this offense going to look, right? They lose Kellen Moore, who's supposed to be like boy wonder, boy genius for this offense. They lose him to L.A. in the Chargers. And now Mike McCarthy's taking over play calling. Mike McCarthy does have a Super Bowl, right? But it's been a while, I feel like, since he's been able to call plays. And when you get that switch up, it's different jargon. It's different. It's just a different way about the offense when you switch coordinators. And it gets underlooked sometimes, but it's important because the quarterback and the coordinator calling the plays, or the play caller, got to be on the same page. So it's a lot of nuances and small details that go into play calling that I would like to see how that work, but I don't think it should be too much of a transition. But that's a key thing to mention when we talk about the Cowboys.
Absolutely.
But let's jump into the schedule.
Figure some things out early. And then you got Tony Pollard also too. Not necessarily that he's playing a new position, but he has a new role now on this team. He's going to be the first down, second down, arguably third down running back, to where he was more of a third down running back, more of a pass catcher. To now he's going to be taking on that load, and I think they're going to rock with Tony a lot this year. Put him in a couple of different areas to be able to utilize him to his strengths and stuff. So look out for a big season from Tony Pollard this year.
Agree. I think he'll follow last year up with another big one, another Pro Bowl season. But let's jump into the schedule, bro. Last season, the Cowboys was 12-5, right? Phenomenal regular season. Got the playoff win against the Bucs, as I mentioned, and lost to the 49ers. But this year, they start the year off in New York against the Giants. I seen this little tidbit earlier. The Giants haven't beat Dak Prescott in a while. I think I saved it. Hold on, bro. Real fast. Wow. I was looking at this.
In a while, 4 or 5 years?
Here we go. It's been 2,444 days since the Giants have beat the Cowboys with Dak Prescott starting quarterback. The last time the Giants beat Dak, Daniel Jones was on winter break at Duke University. So the Cowboys have a case to say, come on, the Giants can't beat us. But I think this is one of those wonky week ones. Like I said, new play caller, just trying to figure the pieces out. I don't think it's the end of the world, but I think the Giants at home opener, can get that win. So I think the Cowboys taking a loss there. Week 2, they're home. It's the Cowboys home opener, but I think the Jets will be riding high, even on a short week, because the Jets play that Monday night against Buffalo. But I think they'll be riding high, and I think that'll be a shootout. But Aaron Rodgers has owned the Cowboys in recent, even in that Packers uniform, and I think Aaron Rodgers will get a win there. Cowboys start 0-2. Sky's falling. They bounce back week 3 and week 4. Week 3, I think, will be a blowout and a good confidence booster for this Cowboys team. The Cardinals might get the first pick next year. So I think that's going to be a blowout. Then they're home against the Patriots. I think they handle business there. And then they got a tough road stretch at the 49ers. Tough defense, like I said, a team they can't get over the hump on. I think the Niners get that one. And then at LA, which is going to be Kellen Moore revenge game. Right? Cowboys' old offensive coordinators is with the Chargers now. So I think he'll want to beat his former team, especially at home in LA. So I think that's a loss. They go into the bye week 2 and 4, and the media is
Where's the panic button? Where the fuck is the panic button?
Bro, they are killing the Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith is on First Take with a Cowboys hat on and a cigar, joking and laughing about the Cowboys. What do you think about those first 6 weeks, though, before the bye?
I think it makes sense. My only thing is I think week 1 is a little sketchy to me. Just because of the circumstances that was surrounding the Giants. You know, Daniel Jones got his new contract. How are they going to come out and start on their home field? Do they have enough to beat this Cowboys team with how loaded they are? So that's my only one I'm a little skeptical about through the first 6 weeks. But I like the confidence boosters in week 3 and 4. I think week 5 and 6 will be tough. With the travel versus these high-powered teams. Can the Cowboys get the necessary stops they can? Can they beat their big brother in the 49ers on the road in San Fran? But like every season, in them first couple weeks, you know, you're still figuring things out. You know, you kind of try to get rid of the woes that have been following you for the last like couple years and stuff like that. So hopefully they turn over a new leaf. And get a big win in San Fran in week 5. But other than that week 1 versus the Giants, bro, I like how the first 6 weeks is looking.
All right, and it's good news for the Cowboys, right? Because they get that week 7 bye, and they don't lose. They only lose one more game for the rest of the year. I think they figure it out. Like I said, bro, new play caller. They got to add Stephon Gilmore. They add Brandon Cooks. There's no more Zeke. It's Tony Pollard. You know, a goal line to go back? Are you going to hand him the ball behind the line and make him be a power back in those situations? Is that going to run more? Like, I just think, you know, it'd have to come into form, but it will. And I think week 8 at home against the Rams, they'll get the W. Week 9 at Philly is going to be tough. Those games are always tough, but I think Philly will edge it out at home. And I think that'll be the Cowboys' last loss. I think week 10, I'm just going to rattle them off, bro. I think week 10, they beat the Giants and split with them. At Carolina, I think they're too young and too new. I think the Cowboys beat them. I think the Cowboys will beat the Commanders at home. I think the Cowboys will beat Seattle at home. Building up, getting ready, filling themselves to beat the Eagles and split with them. Right? Then I think they go on the road to Buffalo. If y'all haven't watched that Buffalo video and the season prediction and record preview, go check that out. Just posted. But I think the Bills start to fall apart a little bit here. I'm not as high on the Bills as I was the previous 2 years. I think the Cowboys go in there and get a win, feeling good. Week 16, will Tua be playing? I don't know, but I think the Cowboys can beat the Dolphins in a nice weather Miami. You know, they used to playing in the heat. They're in Dallas anyway. I think that's a W. Then they're home against the Lions. I think this Lions team is impressive and will be fun to watch, but I still got to see it from the Lions before I say they're a juggernaut in the NFC, especially going to Dallas. Dallas gets that week 17. And then week 18 at the Commanders. I wanted to give this one to the Commanders, right, because for some reason the Commanders they always get an upset win that you like, oh, especially in division. But I think the Cowboys
during this time too.
Exactly.
Then they beat the Cowboys last year.
They definitely beat the Eagles. They probably did.
One of those.
They
teams.
definitely beat the Eagles. But I think week 18 will mean a lot for the Cowboys and the Eagles on who win this division. So not that the Commanders can't do it, but I think the Cowboys will be rolling. Like I just said, man, what they on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streak. I think they're rolling. They're figuring it out.
Hot.
Yeah. So I think they beat the Commanders, bro. 9-game winning streak going into the playoffs. And now the week 7 laughing stock. People making fun of the Cowboys. People are like, they're a Super Bowl contender. I mean, well, look what they did. They didn't beat the Giants, beat the Eagles, beat the Bills, beat the Dolphins. These potential playoff teams. Yeah, 12-5, man.
Tony Pollard leading the league in rushing.
What you
Dak
think about
Prescott,
that?
Pro Bowl. CeeDee Lamb, 1,000-yard season.
Brandon Cooks could be 1,000. He could be 1,000. They could get 2,000s, man. It depends on Dak and his offense.
Nah, absolutely. I love it, bro. You know how it is when you're doing the Scantron sheet back in high school, and you're like, I can't have A 4 straight times. One of these years has got to be C. Well, with the win streak through from week 10 to week 18, I think I'm gonna side with you on that week 18.
Okay, we going switching? We switching?
Huh?
No, go ahead. We doing the 1 loss to 1 W. 1 W.
Yeah, the 1 loss to 1 W. Right. My fault. I didn't mean to jump ahead.
No, go ahead.
The viewers out there that don't know, Savage always asks me to change a loss to a win and change a win to a loss. So I'm going week 18 versus the Commanders. I think the Cowboys will be riding high on their win streak. May sleep a little bit on the Commanders. Hopefully, Cowboys won't be really having nothing to play for at the time. Maybe they might have wrapped something up. Maybe they can rest their starters a little bit. And this could probably be a key opportunity for the Commanders to maybe sneak into the playoffs. We haven't done that video yet, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, and we got a surprise for that video too. So make sure y'all watch that Commanders video.
Stay tuned, baby. But I'll definitely change that one to a L. But one L that I would change to a win, and it's not the Giants week 1, but it's that week 5 game at San Fran. I think when a team is your Achilles heel for so long, eventually over time you have to figure these guys out. And you got to get that monkey off your back. And I think the best way to send a statement to the NFC, but especially to the 49ers, is you whip their ass at their crib in week 5. And then oh man, next time we see you in the playoffs,
walk in their house, put your feet on the couch, grab a drink.
Come on, man.
Fall asleep.
Somebody, where the pizza rolls at, man? Somebody bring me a goddamn Capri Sun. Shit.
I like those, bro. I like those, man. I like those. If I had to switch them, my L that I would turn to a W is week 9, bro, against the Eagles and Philly. Eagles fans are going to hate this. Cowboys fans are going to love it. But I think the Cowboys can sweep the Eagles this year. Not taking nothing away from the Eagles. The Eagles will still make the playoffs. There'll still be a 10-plus win team. But I think the Cowboys can sweep them. I really do this year. I think that matchup is always intriguing and exciting. But if the Cowboys can win on the road week 9, I think they can definitely finish it off week 14. So I'm going to change that week 9 to a W if I had to. And a W I would change to a L would probably... I'm between 2, bro. It's week 16 or week 13, but I'm going to go week 13. I'm going to say Pete Carroll. Yeah, I'm going to say Pete Carroll and Geno Smith and DK Metcalf because it's a 3-game home stand, right? And I think sometimes you can be hyped to come back home week 12, and then you got the Seahawks, but then you got the Eagles in week 14 and the Bills in week 15 and the Dolphins in week 16. So I feel like that's a weird spot. Kind of a trap game, even though Seattle's a playoff team. But I can see Pete Carroll and them boys coming into Dallas and, doing their thing, especially with that young squad. They've been drafting phenomenal. But that's what I would change, man.
I like
but
that.
Cowboys fans.
That was a left field one.
Yeah, you like that one. Cowboys fans, let us know, man. Y'all them boys or not? 12-5, how y'all like it?
Want to hear everything, baby.
Yeah, let us know, man. Super Bowl, however you feel. All comments, good, bad, ugly. Hit the section.
Come on, man. I know the Commanders ain't gonna get one before y'all. Quick, Seth, turn me off.